Hello and welcome, mystery hunters. Thank you guys so much for jumping in to this video today. My name is Danny ColdBlood, aka MusicVidiot. You are about to watch a video regarding the Chiliad Mystery that is jam-packed from front to back with non-stop clues, connections, and most importantly, information. When taking a look at Rockstar, we know, at least with their Grand Theft Auto series, that they try to make their game as close to real life as possible. They really want it to be a reality type of experience. Of course they got their puns and their parodies, and they put their little subliminal messages in there, but we know exactly how Rockstar works. We've played enough of their games. And as I'm sitting around and I'm trying to, find stuff in the game, I'm realizing that it's going on like 3 years since this has come out, and we're really no closer to finding any, final resolution or answers. And I'm starting to wonder why, and I'm looking at stuff and I'm realizing maybe I'm going too fast. Let me slow things down and look at things logically with a fresh, perspective. And when I did, I realized, man, maybe we are making this bigger than it needs to be. And maybe Rockstar didn't even think that we were going to take this long. So what I realize is that Rockstar's not going to just change how they work. They're not going to just change what they do and their pattern. If they're going to make a mystery, why wouldn't they do the same type of stuff in their mystery? So in this video, I'm going to show you guys real life mysteries in the Los Angeles and surrounding areas and how they connect directly with Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm going to start out by reading you guys information on a real life mystery, and I'm going to connect it to Grand Theft Auto 5 as I feel Rockstar did as well. Bechtel is a super secret international corporation octopus founded in 1898. Some say the firm now is really a shadow government. Shadow government. Guys, especially lately, we have been finding so much relevant locations like the lighthouse that cast important shadows of things like eyes on the ground and walls and all over the place. So we know shadow is a very important keyword within this mystery. So the shadow government is a working arm of the CIA. It is the largest construction and engineering outfit in the USA, the world, and some say beyond. The most important posts in USA government are held by former Bechtel officers. They are part of the web, which is an interconnected control system. The web. Guys, we do know that webs at certain times appear at Mount Chiliad and in the Chiliad region. Now, we have a third web that Wizzle showed off in his video. I'm actually going to show a screenshot of it in a second, and that is in Ludendorff, North Yankton. Now, the fact that this is tying into this web is very, very interesting to me, guys. Very suspicious, okay? It says that it links to the Trilateralist plans, the CFR, the Orders of Illuminism, which is the cult of the all-seeing eye, and other interlocking groups. And we know that the all-seeing eye from the mural looks just like the image at the Altruist camp, the one that they use for the sun, which the Altruists are known as a cult. Surviving the future. The Dulce facility consists of a central hub, the security section, and also some photo labs. The deeper you go, the stronger the security. This is a multi-leveled complex with over 3,000 cameras at various high security locations. Example, exits and labs. Guys, how many times have we seen cameras in strange and suspicious locations and just wondered why are they there? Including the one right here at the Chiliad mural. Okay, so as we're going through this, a lot of things are going to start making sense, and in the video, I'm going to start backing up more and more of these claims. There are over 100 secret exits near and around Dulce, many around Arculata Mesa. Well, we have a Canis Mesa Jeep, which has a star for the logo, and then we have another Canis Mesa Jeep that's specifically for Fort Zancudo and Army personnel. Now, we also have another connection to Mesa, and that is La Mesa, which is an area in the game where we do the chop mission. Okay? Now, when I looked into Arculata Mesa, I found that it looks identical to the way that they made the Altruist Camp look in the game. Is it a coincidence that the Altruist Camp, which is a cult, looks just like the Arculata Mesa, which has enough connections to GTA 5, but also the direct connection to this real-life mystery, which says they're a cult of the all-seeing eye. It even says that there is secret exits to the south around Dulce Lake and even as far east as Lindrith. Okay, it says deep sections of the complex connect into natural cavern systems. Okay, a person who worked at the base who had an Ultra 7B clearance reports the following. He says that there may be more than 7 levels, but I only know of 7. Most of the aliens are levels 5, 6, and 7. Alien housing is on level 5. Let's ask ourselves, is it just a coincidence that that web in Ludendorff is right next to the alien under the ice? In 1947, a road was built to Dulce under the guise of a lumber company. But the thing is, guys, no lumber was ever found to be held there, and not long after the road was destroyed. And people think that it was destroyed because it's a cover-up for a secret underground base. I've been so suspicious of this sawmill for such a long time because it really makes no sense. We go there one time in the story, and that's to save Lamar, and Lamar in that same mission calls Michael, Trevor, and Franklin the Unholy Trinity. So keep that in mind. Right across from the sawmill, we have a sign and it says Paula Springs. Now, Paula is a place in California, and it is directly connected to the Indians, which we know are connected to this mystery through previous videos where I spoke about the Tongva Triangle. But since we're talking about underground, okay, and underground bases, isn't it funny how Paula means shovel in Spanish? So as these connections really started making a lot more sense to me, I gave a little bit more attention to the sawmill and the surrounding areas when I went out hunting. Now, there's a lot of unexplained things in this area, and one of those is right over here. We have this entrance that's blocked off. We can't get inside of it, and it seems to go right to where the train tracks are, right below the train tracks. And if we look at the end of it, it does go off to the left and to the right. So where exactly does this underground tunnel lead to? So that's something that I still have unanswered, but it definitely makes me wonder, and it's very suspicious in itself. Now, I want to point out something, guys. I've done videos before on faces in the wall and stuff like that, and one thing that I've noticed when I was looking up this research is that ancient civilizations in this area would draw like faces and different images on walls. Like they would actually scratch stuff into stone and everything to like show their people like where certain things were located, like secrets, like secret entrances and stuff. So when I seen this right here on the side of this tunnel, I mean, these faces are very prominent. I mean, a lot more than other ones that I've shown off in previous videos. So that's a coincidence or showing me that I'm on the right track and we are getting closer to understanding what's going on here. Also, on the back of the mural at the building here, we have a big alien head. If you guys have not yet seen this, I recommend going and checking it out for yourself because it goes all the way up the wall, onto the roof, crazy images all over the place. So when we go into the tunnel, we see these signs, okay, and these doors. Now, they're saying like danger, electricity, stuff like that, high voltage, and it almost seems like they're glowing in the dark, these signs. And we go ahead and we realize that they're all on the same side of the tunnel. All the doors with the signs are on one side of the tunnel, the same side that Mount Chiliad is on. So if there were to be a way to go into the mountain, it would make perfect sense that those doors are on that side. Now going across the bridge into this tunnel by Mount Josiah, we have doors without signs. There's no signs. There's still some suspicious doors, and they're on the opposite side. And that actually makes perfect sense, because when we go ahead and check out the map, these are on the left side, which is Mount Josiah's side, which makes complete sense that if we were to go under into Mount Josiah, we would be at Fort Zancudo, which makes complete sense if they were hiding something, or if that elevator that was at Fort Zancudo actually led to something. Maybe all of this would actually make sense because of the tunnel system. And so far, the tunnel system seems to be logical when looking at the different possibilities it could be placed here within the game. This is a clip from the Space Rangers TV show that we can watch in the game. They call this Fort Flaccid, which looks a lot like Fort Zancudo to me. The entrance where Trevor can do that one rage mission. Okay, now the funny thing about this is they're blatantly giving us a massive clue, as it shows it goes straight into an underground base. There's a bunch of different weapons and ammo down there, so it shows that there's definitely something of interest underground below Fort Zancudo. Here is a pair of pants that we got in the latest stunt update, and laser force pants that we got in the latest stunt update. The show hints to secret passageways and other mysteries, and we've had these clues since the beginning of the game. And then we just have this new update which gave us clothes, kind of reminding us, hey guys, that TV show's out there in case you didn't watch it. So when you come up to the mural, you look at the mural and you got this strange door to the left of it with these blocks in it, okay? And for a while, I just knew there was something important with it. We can find a cube directly behind it if we glitch into it. And then if you look at the different entrances into this cable car room, we see that the same pattern type of door is on every single entrance into this area, except for one small change. The doors seem to open on every other entrance except for the one that's next to the mural. But the good thing is, if they can open on all of the other entrances, as you can see it folds up on the left and the right, then I believe truly, with everything that I know, that that door can do the same thing. It's going to open up. The two sides are going to go to the left and the other two sides are going to go to the right, and we will have either an entrance or an exit, depending on how this mystery unfolds. Now I want you guys to pay attention to this picture right here for a minute. You're looking at basically a drawn out representation of how this underground mysterious base works. And you see this, the red circle with the black triangle in it, it says trilateral. Now, we brought that up in the beginning of the video, and they're directly associated with everything that we're talking about. So if you look at that image, that's basically, in my opinion, it looks just like the SecuroServe image that they gave us recently. It's basically the same thing, except for the colors are inverted. And we know Rockstar definitely does stuff like that. So I'm definitely getting more curious, as I was looking into this. If you look at the one next to it, it's a US government, which is a pyramid with the eye in it. Okay, and I mean, that makes a lot of sense with how we understand this game so far. We know that the government's up to something. We know that above Fort Zancudo we have the UFO, and we know the one UFO above the hippie camp has FIB on it, and when we have stuff like that in the sky, they say it's the eye in the sky. So a lot of this is making sense, especially when looking at the game, okay? And if you look at the different levels, we have the first floor is the security and communications. Okay, the second one is human staff housing. The third one is executive offices and laboratories. Then we got mind control experiments, alien housing, also known as the Greys, genetic experiments, or zoo, and cryogenics, cold storage vats. And considering all the clues and connections that we've been finding in this game, this stuff seems to coincide pretty well. Now, you see on the right I have Alamos equals Alamosi, okay? There is a place called Los Alamos, okay? And that is so similar to Alamo C. It's literally 2 letters away from it, okay? Is that just a coincidence? Well, maybe, but there's also a place called Sandy Avesa that is supposed to have a direct tunnel from Sandy Avesa to Los Alamos. So, Los Alamos, Alamosi, Sandy Avesa, Sandy Shores. It seems to me like this is all lining up, and I haven't even gotten to the good parts yet, guys. Alamosi is seriously in the same vicinity as everything that we're talking about so far, so it does make sense to think that this could be all connected. Now, when we do the Epsilon tracks, okay, we get messages from Marnie and we gotta go to certain locations, which I think that most, if not all of those locations are relevant. But Marnie sends us to Mount Chiliad and she says, in the core of the mountain where the blast is not felt, there you shall find it. Where the blast is not felt. For the longest time, I didn't know what they were referring to when they said that. I know that Mount Chiliad is supposed to be Mount Shasta in real life, which is a dormant volcano, so were they talking about a volcanic blast? I never really knew. And when I started looking this information up about the underground base, I found out that the US government, okay, they did an underground nuclear experiment for the stimulation of low productivity gas resources, okay? In 1967, a 29 kiloton nuclear explosive was detonated at a depth of 4,222 feet. And in the same area, coincidentally, there's these underground tunnels, and the government says they are natural. We didn't do that, and that's not what the bomb was about. So it makes you really wonder, okay? It's in the same area as that fake lumber company, and it just seems like to me that they were trying to put up any kind of bullshit reason to cover up this underground, secret, mysterious base. That tunnel in Mount Chiliad looks a lot like the tunnel in the underground base, which you are seeing now. This is the entrance to that underground base in real life, and I think it looks a lot like the entrance that we have to this mysterious hole in the ground by Trevor's Airstrip. Another unanswered question that just leads you to believe that there is stuff underground in this game. Why else would they put this here? The only other location that we have something similar to this is when we solved the murder mystery and we had to go in and get the number for Isaac so we can get the phone filters and stuff. And isn't it funny how this entrance looks like the only other entrance in the game, which is part of solving the game's murder mystery, the only other mystery in the game? All of this information of underground bases and tunnels brought a lot of attention, and people traveled to check this area out. And before they could even find an underground base, they were having sightings of Bigfoot. And there's tons of real-life newspaper articles of police investigating the Bigfoot sightings and such, and finding mutilated animals that they could not understand what was the cause of that. Now, when we're Bigfoot trying to catch the beast, we are led down paths that have mutilated animals. Very coincidental. It even seems that Rockstar spared no expense to even make the game's locations look just like the real-life locations when making this mystery within the game that more real for us to be involved with. Okay, I'm going to read something to you guys. The R&D Military Industrial Complex. The Rand Corp became involved by doing a study for the base on geology around the nearby lakes. Most of the lakes near Dulce were made via government grants for the Indians as such a completed grant. The Navajo Dam is a main source for conventional electrical power. with the second source in El Vado, which is also an underground entrance to the Dulce base. Now, we've been talking about the dam in our game and trying to blow it up and such. I always knew there was something suspicious about it. Never realized it was actually connected to everything else that is connected to these underground tunnels. It says that in September 1983, issue of Omni, which is one letter away from one of the new vehicles they just gave us in the stunts update. So it seems like they keep on trying to show us, guys. But it says 1983 issue of Omni, page 80 has a color drawing of the subterrane, okay, Los Alamos nuclear-powered tunnels machine, okay, that burrow through the rock deep underground by heating whatever stone it encounters into molten rock, magma, okay, which cools after the subterranean machine has moved on. The result is a tunnel with a smooth glazed lining. These underground tubes are used by electromagnetically powered sub-shuttle vehicles which can travel at great speeds. They connect the so-called Hidden Empire sub-city complexes. Also, the top-secret project code named Noah's Ark uses the tube shuttles in connection with a system of over 100 bunkers and bolt holes which have been established at various places on Earth. They built the same type of subterranean tunnels at the ultra-top secret Moon and Mars bases as well. Many of the underground cities are complete with streets, sidewalks, lakes, small electrical cars, buildings, offices, and shopping malls. That was a lot of information to soak up. Definitely a lot of connections and clues directly associated with what we've been finding in the game. But Animal Ark, okay, has always been suspicious to me and mysterious, and hearing that they had a top secret project code named Noah's Ark, okay, that uses tube shuttles in connection with a system of over 100 bunkers and bolt holes, okay, which have been established at various places around the Earth, that just blows my mind. And right near Animal's Ark, basically across the street, we have a sign that says Hidden Intersection. Crazy. Hidden base, hidden intersection. Also, in the same area, okay, it's not like we're traveling anywhere, all in the same vicinity, we have another thing that makes me think of Noah's Ark, and that's that boat. That boat has always made me think of Noah's Ark. And right near it, we have a peyote. In a very suspicious location, guys. They put these peyotes and stuff in very suspicious locations, alright? And one thing that we can turn into as a peyote is Bigfoot. And while I was chasing the growling sounds to hunt the beast down, I was led to a hidden intersection sign as well. Okay, this is different than the first sign that you just seen. This is on the other side of the Alamo Sea near Grapeseed. Now, as Bigfoot, I was led to a lot of different suspicious locations, including this one, which was a video that me and Trippy Commentaries did together, a discussion video all about this location. And it just seems very odd that Bigfoot is led here by the Beast. Out of all the places the Beast can take us, he takes us to one of the most suspicious locations that some of us hunters have been focused on. What is going on, guys? A lot of connections here, a lot of clues. It's up to you guys to see it or not. Now, right next to that suspicious location, we have this sign, okay? The uranium sign and the nuclear autos workers, alright? And across the street from that, we have the U-Tool building. And the U-Tool building has a sign right in front of it, and it is called Carson's Self-Storage. Now, self-storage has been suspicious itself. The secure unit, 24-hour access, self-storage, you hold the key. So I wanted to check this place out with a little bit more attention than normal because you hold the key, you know, self-storage. And when I got to looking at it, I seen Carson. And that's a word or a name that I don't really ever see in this game, so I looked it up. And lo and behold, it has a direct connection to everything that we have been looking at today. Okay? We have so much that just goes full circle here, guys, with all these clues and connections. This information seems like it really is what Rockstar has done here. So now we have a sign that says Carson National Forest. Carson National Forest is where Project Gas Buggy occurred, and that is the situation that we were talking about earlier, where we were talking about the blast that cannot be heard inside of the tunnel in Mount Chiliad. Well, that bomb that the government blew up, that is called Project Gas Buggy. And it's funny because all of this ties into each other, alright, with the words nuclear. And right across the street from where we seen the Carson sign was the nuclear auto workers on the uranium billboard, okay? And uranium is what makes money, okay? It says right there, uranium equals money. And in real life, the same area, they were mining uranium, exactly the same thing. And in the game, right next to this location, guys, we have the quarry, which is all about mining, okay? And it is just insane how much connections are here. We have the Atomic Energy Commission that currently monitors water sources in the surrounding area for radioactive traces. Okay, we know atomic is a huge connection to the game. We see atomic everything from atomic blimp to tires to burgers, for Christ's sakes. So as you can see, the connections are going full circle, and it's not like we're traveling full circle around the game's perimeter of the map. No, we're all in the same location that we started from. We're not going far. We're all in the same designated zone. So it really makes me believe that this is honestly what we're dealing with, guys, underground tunnels. It's also kind of funny that they named it Project Gas Buggy, as we know that the Space Docker is a gas buggy with some extra junk attached to it. We still have yet to find a use for the Space Docker. Maybe if we continue this path and understand more, we can actually figure out what we're supposed to do when it comes time for triggers. Now, as we make our way to the back of this building, we are faced with something very suspicious. We have this image right here. It's not symmetrical. It's not like a normal copy and pasted texture. I've never seen this before in the game or anything like it. It could be like an underground map of the tunnels, or it could be some sort of route we have to take. I don't know, but it reminds me of this real life map that shows the different entrances and exits for the underground bases in the real world, and it also is the different locations for where they mined the uranium. So, like I just told you guys a minute ago, the uranium makes sense with each other. All of these clues really do tie into each other, and the only thing that I can think of when looking at the side of that building is this map right here. I don't know if it is what it's referencing, but I do know that the side of that building is something that definitely needs more investigation. In this clip that I showed you guys earlier from the Laser Force TV show, it doesn't just reference secret passageways. As you can see next to the V or the number 5, it says reptiles talk. Now in real life, everything that we've been talking about so far is directly linked to the mystery of reptilian humanoids and lizard people also. The game is no different. We have constant references to all of this stuff. We have face paints, we can change our eyes to like lizard people, even aliens. Everything that is going on so far is totally part of this mystery in real life and in the game. So definitely take a look at these people's eyes and the different stuff I'm going to show you, and I'll be right back so we can go deeper into the mystery. We're getting to the best part of the video.
Is he Illuminati as well? Anunnaki? I'm one of those lizard people? You reptilian motherfucker!
Now, are you ready to...
Go ahead, dig it up. I don't give a shit.
Hey, let's drill a hole in this damn thing. Let's do this! We're inside the vault.
The seismic activity detectors have locked down the vault's main door. Now, at the moment, there might be a security team in the tunnels behind you. Tunnels behind you. Tunnels behind you.
In real life, Mount Shasta, which in the game is called Mount Chiliad, is believed to have tunnels that are beneath it, and they go through and lead to a UFO base, okay? As well as tunnels that connect with the vast worldwide tunnel network. Now, let me show you guys something that has something to do with the tunnels in Mount Chiliad. About the strange and rare horn that we can get, or frequency that we can get with the Space Docker, which is just a gas buggy, right? Project Gas Buggy. Anyway, is it a coincidence that I keep getting it in this tunnel where it has the TO1 and the TO2? Let me show you guys something here. My friend Priyansh Lamba showed me that ChiliadMystery.com is a real website. And if you go inside of like the command or the coding of it, there is a phrase that says "it's here" in capital letters. And there's also dates. This is kind of strange because it says that it was created on 27th of September 2013. The game came out 10 days before that, 17th of September 2013. And I'm not sure if many of us even knew about the mystery at that time. It was updated 2015 on the 25th of September, and it expires on the 27th of this year, 2016, 27th of September. So maybe we're timed to finish this mystery. Maybe we only have a certain amount of time. I know that other games and other Easter eggs have been on a certain time, or a certain time frame was needed for it to work or to be solved. So that's a very interesting idea. Now also, we couldn't find where it came from, only this company, House, and it just so happens it's about a 20-minute drive from one of Rockstar's location in Toronto. That leads me to a question I have. Okay, is it a coincidence that when I go into first person mode, everything glitches out? Alright, normally I wouldn't think much of it, but since I'm using logic and Rockstar's pattern to try to figure out this mystery, and I'm actually doing pretty well with making these connections and seeing it unfold before my eyes, I'm wondering if they would continue their pattern of having like these ghost walls or doors. You know how in Grand Theft Auto 4 you can walk through the door and see the beating hearts, and we had in Vice City we can, you know, jump through that one building and see the egg on the pedestal. What if there's something like that in this area? You know, it does say it's here. What's here? You know, maybe we have to just walk through a certain ghost wall or something like that. And maybe since that is in this area, or, you know, in the coding in this spot somewhere, maybe that's why it glitches out every time I go into first person mode. It only seems to happen in single player, but I'm not too sure. Let me know what you guys think about this. You know, the first time I looked at the mural, it looked like a mountain with a tunnel system, okay? And then my creative mind got a hold of me and the best of me, and I started coming up with all these massive theories and started just going really in depth and starting to form my own conspiracies. But when we look around, we have clues, guys, like right here. Like, as soon as we switch over to Trevor for the first time, we kill Johnny right at this trap door next to Trevor's house. Where does that go? Is it also a coincidence that Bigfoot is led there? You know what I mean? When I do the hunting for the beast, the growls led me there. We also have a tunnel that we go to in the one heist. We have to go in through the tunnels to get into the humane labs. So they are definitely making a point to have us see tunnels, go through tunnels, use tunnels underwater, you know, in the mountains, all over the place, under the city. I mean, they're everywhere. Okay, we even have a hatch with a Morse code that we can find, and it just so happens to be in line with the quarry. And guys, we know what the quarry is. Okay, it's a place meant for mining uranium, and we touched on that a little bit earlier. It all goes tenfold, full circle, guys. So, is there really something going on under the ground? I think that the evidence is almost irrefutable. We have these crazy, like, things on the ground, these openings, these hatches, these levers, these doors, okay? They may open suddenly, okay? I've only found that certain kind of opening next to the Sinner's Passage mural, which is in line with the Chiliad mural up in the north. So this is where I want to go ahead and tell you guys what Rockstar did here. We have the mural up in the north, which on the map is a straight line down to the mural you just seen. I believe these two murals are two sides of the same coin. You can see different parts of the maze-like texture inside of the mural that's in the city, okay, from this mural. And there's just so much that interlocks and ties in. I really believe that they're just two different messages for the same goal. We just went over all of the different conspiracies in real life that are connected to all the conspiracies in the game, with accurate and detailed visual connections that are just blowing me away. I don't know how you guys feel, but as I was doing this research, I realized that there's a complete unique system like this in the city, and that's why I think the two murals are in line. That's why I believe they are two sides of the same coin, because we have the conspiracy theory connections with real life to the conspiracy theories in the game up north. The map is almost split in half. We have the country area where the conspiracy theories are, you know, Ron and his conspiracy theories, and then we have the city with the same type of mystery, underground tunnels, but that doesn't connect to a conspiracy in real life like the north does. It connects to a real life mystery that is practically a fact, okay? Real life facts. Secret tunnels underground in downtown Los Angeles. I've explained to you guys before how Rockstar is definitely tied in with music. That's why they named themselves Rockstar, okay? But they ended up doing video games. But you never lose. It's like riding a bicycle. You'll never lose that passion for music. When they use music in this game, it's always for a reason, alright? It just so happens to be that in real life, there was a place you can go to. It was a front, okay, as a piano store. And basically, it was a place that you went into, and it went into an underground tunnel system. And it was full of graffiti murals. That is probably why we have murals showing us the mystery, you know, showing us that there is a mystery. Alright? Some of these tunnels are accessible by, or not accessible, but they're used for like filming different types of movies, and they're also places for people to train their running when it's like snowing outside, when there's rare weather. And we know that rare weather, like snow, is what we need to have Bigfoot spawn, okay? The peyote for Bigfoot. And Bigfoot was the biggest mystery in like San Andreas. So they're using everything mystery-wise that we've ever known and in real life to connect to the mystery in this game. Kind of like everything backing itself up to reassure you that you're doing and that you are on the right path, alright? Apparently that you, it says to explore the former highway of the LA Underground, you must slip behind the Hall of Records on Temple Street and locate an easy-to-miss elevator. You'll be transported down into a subterranean passage filled with mysterious street art, rusted machinery, and iron gates that limit your exploration to areas deemed earthquake safe. Officially, the tunnels are closed to the public. I'm going to play you guys a quick couple snippets of the coverage that the History Channel did on this.
Back in the 1920s, the place to be in Los Angeles was around 5th and Main. Palatial hotels, swanky saloons, and million-dollar theaters were all crowded into a 10-block radius. If you peeled up this modern intersection, you'd find the remnants of a vast subterranean hive dating back to 1910, when horse-drawn wagons crowded the dusty streets. To avoid the chaos above ground, 70 miles of service tunnels were built, connecting the basements of all the major hotels. But just 10 years later, they became the perfect setup for illegal drinking dens. The basement of this modern-day bar, the King Edward Saloon, was the center of LA's seedy underworld. In Los Angeles, the chief of police functioned more as the chief of the rackets. Most cops were in on the action, and the corruption went all the way to City Hall. In 1929, revenue from bootleg liquor sales in Los Angeles County was $35 million. It was common practice for the mayor's office, the chief of police, and the cops to take a 15 to 20% graft. The bigwigs would kill to protect their piece of the action, and that brought them down. The chief of police was arrested after he tried to murder the man investigating his dirty department. The scandal toppled the mayor, who was recalled from office for his part in these criminal enterprises. After Prohibition ended in 1933, many of the tunnels were sealed and the scandal forgotten for decades. But almost 90 years later, Richard could still point me towards evidence of high-powered corruption. It's another hallway this exact size,
Right,
leading straight down the street.
which extended itself all the way through Pershing Square.
That's the underground of the building next door. And it's even bigger than the one we're in here. And so you can figure that keeps going all the way, they say, to the Biltmore Hotel, all the way to the City Hall. Because they were used for nefarious purposes, no one kept a detailed map of the downtown tunnels. But the basement of this Skid Row bar was definitely connected to that shadowy world. Look at this. I mean, this is wild. This is the decoration for this entire place, all a big painted mural. And down below are all these tunnels all throughout Los Angeles. So you had the mayor, the city hall, chief of police, wealthiest guys in town running this racket. You know, up on the streets, solid citizens. Down here in the tunnels, a life of crime.
What do you think happened?
If I knew what happened, I wouldn't be bemoaning these last 10 years I've spent in ignorance.
Some say ignorance is bliss.
For a man with an interest, some may say obsession, with the secret truth kept hidden behind historical events, that's a really weird thing to say.
There's the information on the left in case you guys want to go visit this, but here is the best representation I can show you guys from the real life to the game map. Here are some pictures. Now, he said that it ties all the way to Pershing Square. In the game, that is a restricted area. When you go down the ramp underground, it says restricted access, and it just so happens that it is part of a real life factual tunnel system in downtown Los Angeles. Alright, and then we have the conspiracies in the game up north, and they're tied directly to conspiracies in real life up north. So we have tunnel systems up and down, some conspiracies up and down the facts, but we have the game completely covering both of them with its overall mystery. Very interesting, and I think the game has been giving us clues and keeps on giving us clues. I will give you guys more information and more videos, but I just don't want to make this a 3-hour long video. I want people to watch this. Okay, peyotes have been a big clue, guys. When we do the Bigfoot mission, the last one, if you see Bigfoot on the minimap yelping, okay, the first time that we see him yelping, he's at the first location, the first peyote that we need to collect. So keep your eyes peeled for subtle things like that, because you don't know what Rockstar's doing. They're very clever and they're very, very devious with this mystery so far. But we understand Rockstar, okay? They like to parody real life as close as possible. So if you have a hard time with something, look and see how it is in real life. It might just lead you to the truth. Also, when we spawn as Bigfoot, when we go to fight the beast, the first thing that we see is the gas buggy. In the newest update for the stunts, we have X's, okay, and tunnels. I mean, they are still giving us clues, guys, constantly. In the mission Bury the Hatchet, alright, we have this Capolavoro sign, which has that heart that is tied up in the chains and it's beating, alright? And as soon as you beat Bury the Hatchet, after that mission, you start to zoom in on this Capolavoro billboard and you can start to see like an alien, UFO, some weird fight thing going on, alright? This only happens after Bury the Hatchet. Is that a subtle clue to digging, burying? You know what I mean? We have the Bigfoot face, which was the biggest mystery in San Andreas, Bigfoot. Is it a coincidence that right below Bigfoot's face, which is on Mount Chiliad, that we have the glyph with the cloud and like the rain coming out of the cloud? And that same exact glyph is found at the hippie camp, where we are also led to find a dead hitchhiker when chasing after the beast. Alright, we keep on getting led through tunnels, okay, in this newest Easter egg. Guys, the clues are there. I'm telling you guys, the clues are there. Check this out right here. It says California, Los Angeles. It says a legendary, now let me stop myself. Legendary is a huge connection to this mystery, and it is also connected directly to City Hall, and that is huge. Not only is City Hall, as in that history clip you guys seen and heard, that City Hall is directly linked to the underground tunnel system in real life, okay, underground in downtown Los Angeles, but City Hall is the first place that we find our first clue to start us off on the only other mystery that we have to go on in Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto 5, and that is the murder mystery. It starts off at City Hall, and there is so much more with Legendary and City Hall. I just can't get to it in this video. If you guys want to know more and you're interested in this, go ahead and check out my video, Unleashing the Truth, Time Travel. I will link it in the description. It is a very, very good, informative video. So if you want more information and a better understanding, check that out. But right here it says, a legendary underground city now flooded is said to... now flooded. Have we not been talking about tsunamis? Alright. Now flooded is said to lie below the Los Angeles Public Library and surrounding areas. Patterned after the shape of a lizard, the city is said to be connected to Mount Shasta, aka Mount Chiliad, and it was built by an ancient race that revered reptiles. Although filled with gold, parts of the ancient city has become flooded. Do you guys see what's going on here? Do you see what is happening? We have reptilian humanoids connecting both of these mysteries together within the mystery. Basically, we have the half up in the north and the half down in the south. Up in the north is the conspiracy theories, which is tied to life's conspiracy theories, and in the south we have the mystery that ties with the underground tunnels, which is based on facts in real life. Now, the facts to the conspiracies is directly tied with the overall mystery, focusing on reptiles and lizard people, reptilian humanoids. So, guys, we need to figure out exactly, we need to really seriously understand why Rockstar did it like this, and I believe it's because they like to focus on making their game as real as possible. So of course their mystery is going to be based and parody of real life. So what exactly do we have to do? Do we have to walk through a ghost wall? Do we have to jump through a ghost floor? Do we have to blow something up to get underground? Do we have to see something in the woods and spot something running out? Do we have to eat another peyote? Whatever we have to do, we have to trigger this. We have to trigger it. But at least we have an idea of what we're looking at now. And all these unanswered questions kind of make sense now. After doing all this research, guys, I'm basically at an understanding. I'm content. I'm not so flustered. I'm just basically now looking for any sort of triggers, okay? So I hope you guys are on board, and I hope you guys understand why it took me so long to make this video, because it was the right path. I was on the right path, and since I was on the right path, any connection I found led me to another one, and it just went into a complete non-stop train of information, and it took me forever to organize and really just clear my mind and understand what happened, because seriously, my head was blown. guys, I have a lot of new stuff that I've been holding back because I've been working on this video. I mean, really good stuff. Brand new, insane Easter eggs. Not just bullshit, like really good ones. And a lot of different things. I have a whole entire theory of what I believe this mural is actually showing us, like directly showing us, and along with other stuff. So stay tuned, and definitely follow me on Twitch, as I will be doing most of my live broadcasts on there first and then uploading them directly to YouTube. So people that are watching me on Twitch will get a first sneak peek exclusive of the content before it hits YouTube when it comes to live broadcasts. So I thank you guys very much for watching this video, and please share this with everyone you know to get it out there, because I do truly believe this is the honest answers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I really do appreciate all the love and support, guys. I want to end this video off by making a point. You've seen this area before. I showed this to you in the video I made called Waking Up the Chiliad Mystery, and we know that AU, acting up, is right next to Alpha over there, and we know that music is a huge part of Rockstar. Alright, and the connections are there. They just based this mystery partially off of a real life fact that leads to underground tunnels, and was under the guise of a piano store. Okay, piano store, music. We have Alpha, which we have those images of the guys that's walking and he's turning into a prehistoric, like a caveman. You know, caveman, Bigfoot, the biggest mystery in San Andreas, and now the newest Easter egg with Bigfoot solves. With solving it, we get the Beast in director mode, acting up, and AU, acting up. AU is an astronomical unit, all going back directly to the stars. All the clues that we keep finding make sense if we stay focused and understand what we're doing and what we're seeing happen. Most of you guys know this song, and talk about Vinewood music, talk about music being a connection. If you guys choose not to kill Trevor and not to kill Michael and save all three of them and keep them alive, we are given a song that is not a song that was ever made before. It was made for this game. The other two songs are songs that were in the real world and people would know them from anywhere. Alright, this song was specifically made for Grand Theft Auto 5. It's unique, okay? Which tells me we need to keep all three characters alive and possibly even use all three characters simultaneously, like each one of them in a different position, at a different time, whatever, okay? And the fact that the song says, oh, it's a setup, what are we setting up for? The game is over. This is when the game is over we get this. So what are we setting up for? It's a setup, there's a traitor, there's a mole, which dig underground, but it's a peacetime overthrow. Down, bound to break you, get you, beat. No, we won't fall. We got to get underground. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. It's been an honor and a pleasure. I hope this video helped you out, and if you liked it, please hit that like button. If you're new, take your hips and start thrusting with all your love and might that subscribe button, because this video needs to get out there. I spent so much hard work on it. The like and the sub would make my day, guys. Honestly, please share your love and support. It means the world to me. And honestly, share this video with everybody that you guys know that is interested in this kind of stuff. I don't often ask you guys to show off my videos to people, but I really do believe we are on the verge of solving this thing. We just need the trigger and to get underground. Take it easy. I love you guys all. Until next time, ta-ta, and as mofo and always, peace!
Also, if you have a telescope, Uranus is visible too, just near the. Did I say that? Near the horizon. I'm going to stick with weather.